There is an entire school of investment theory called wave theory, Elliott wave, Kondratiev wave. And the whole theory behind it is that the cumulative emotions of the herd move the market from, greed to FOMO to exuberance to, oh shit, panic, what's going on, fear, dump it all, sell it all, and then it goes back again. And that is throughout history, you can see these waves and they have very, very identifiable patterns. But all I'm simply trying to say to you is this, that this is, as Jim Sinclair said, I believe it is MOPE. It is managing the perception. The last thing this government wants to see in the midst of this war that seems to be going not really the way that they had intended, is to see gold and silver going to the moon. Now, we are told it's people selling what went up and what is very liquid to cover margin requirements, to throw out the baby with the bathwater. It's the most liquid thing. That's what they want us to believe. And okay, fine. I don't believe that. I believe that's maybe some of it. I think that this is very, 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 I guess you could say it's just too coincidental for me. At the same time, for the past 16 straight months, the most well-informed traders on the globe are bringing, let me give you an example what I mean by standing for delivery. Let me give you the February numbers. So February, I'll give you February and March. February was a non-delivery month for silver. And January was a delivery month. March is a delivery month. May is a delivery month. You can still take delivery in the odd months. In February is one of the smallest deliveries we've seen in 16 months. Is about 25 million ounces came into COMEX. In other words, people who held those contracts said, no, I don't want to roll forward. No, I don't want to cash settle. I'd like to stand for delivery, please. Okay, 25 million ounces of silver plus was delivered from London or Switzerland or wherever it was into COMEX. Okay, delivered. Got it. And that's what at the time, $80, you're talking just under what, 1.7, $1.8 billion worth of silver came in. Okay, great. Now, inside of the COMEX market, I don't want to get too technical, there's two categories, right? There is registered, eligible. Miles Franklin has 8 Brinks facilities in North America that we store clients' metals in. And of those 8 facilities, one of them is in New York City. It's JFK Brinks. That is the only COMEX facility that we have metal in. I have one client alone with over 1 million ounces and 1,000-ounce silver bars in our storage program. Those are called eligible. Eligible means they're stored in a Brinks facility or a COMEX facility. They're eligible to be moved to registered, but they're not. They're in strong hands and they're not for sale. So when metal is delivered into COMEX, largely it goes to eligible. Registered are the bars that back the contracts that could stand for delivery, okay? So we had all of this metal come in, 25 million ounces, and normally it would go into eligible. But that same month, we saw 36, almost 37, actually 38, almost 39 million ounces leave COMEX. Now let's talk about that for a second. We had 160% of what deliveries could explain alone, stand for delivery, leave the market. Didn't go to eligible, it left. Now, if a mint box of Silver Eagles, which is 500 ounces, weighs 42 pounds, ask yourself this question. Who in God's green earth took possession of almost 39 million ounces of silver? That's over 2 million pounds of silver. Where did it go? How many trucks did it take to load that out, and where the hell did it go? Now, do you think there's any coincidence that of all of these months, 16 straight months since Trump took office, all of these deliveries, every single month between roughly 30 and 70 million ounces, every month, 30 and 70 million, you're talking 4 million pounds of silver, every month have come into COMEX, and that's as unusual as 4 feet of snow in Death Valley in July. It's not a normal thing. Do you think there's any coincidence that he then said, by the way, 6 weeks ago, silver is now a critical mineral? And we are, by the way, we're going to do something called Project Vault, where the government's going to create a stockpile. And we're going to put price floors underneath the price of all strategic commodities to inspire domestic mining. My point is that big money which knows the playbook, is skating to where the puck is going. There is management in these markets, and for whatever reason, they're knocking it down to delink the rationale that most of us would have. There's nothing to see here, folks. Keep on walking. And this is something that I've seen over and over and over and over again my whole career. So yeah, I think that this is something that is very difficult for most people to grasp and understand, and the emotions of it freak everybody out. But I don't think we've seen anything yet. The bull market is not over.
Hey, you made it to the end of the clip. That means you're probably enjoying this. And if so, just know that you can catch us live every Tuesday and Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to see the full version of this episode, you can click the link in the description down below. Otherwise, YouTube thinks that you will enjoy this next.